In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. That sentence, it doesn't just open up a video game. It opens up a wound. It's whispered, not shouted. It's remembered, but never fully explained. And in that quiet confession, the Silent Hill franchise announces everything that it'll be. A descent into memory, guilt, fear, and the spaces that we try to lock away within ourselves. Today, we're not just going to be talking about a video game series. We're going to be tracing the shadow that it cast across horror, storytelling, and an entire generation of players who learned that terror, it doesn't always need claws. It only needs to tell the truth. Silent Hill emerged in 1999, during an era where horror games were defined by spectacle. Zombies, they burst through windows, monsters, they announced themselves with a loud roar, and fear was loud and immediate, but it was often disposable. Silent Hill, it chose a different path. It asked a more dangerous question. What if the scariest thing wasn't the monster that's in front of you, but the one that's inside all of us? From the moment the player steps into these fog-choked streets, they're stripped of their certainty. Their visibility collapses. Sound replaces sight. A radio, it crackles with static, warning of something unseen and approaching quickly, but never really revealing its shape. This design wasn't born from technological limitations alone. It was a philosophy. Silent Hill taught players that fear thrives in absence, in implication, in what the mind completes when the eyes cannot. But its true revolution, that was psychological. Silent Hill, it doesn't hunt you. It waits for you to arrive, already broken. Unlike traditional horror protagonists, its characters, they're not heroes or soldiers. They're grieving parents, abuse survivors, widowers, and lost souls dragging invisible chains of regret. The town, it doesn't randomly torment them, it reflects them. Each rusted hallway, each bleeding wall, each faceless creature, it's sculpted from personal trauma. Silent Hill, it becomes a mirror, and mirrors don't lie. This was a radical shift. Horror, it stopped being about external threats, and it became an internal reckoning. The monsters of Silent Hill are not simply enemies to defeat. They're metaphors given form. Twisted nurses, bound figures, malformed children. Each design, it communicates something deeply uncomfortable about repression, shame, desire, and violence. These creatures, they're not meant to be explained fully, the same way that a nightmare isn't fully remembered. They're there to be felt, and once seen, they cannot be unseen. Perhaps no figure embodies this impact more than the series poster boy Pyramid Head. He's not a villain in the traditional sense. He doesn't stalk the innocent. He's an executioner, born from guilt, a manifestation of self-punishment. His presence is slow, deliberate, and merciless, because guilt itself is slow and merciless. Pyramid Head, he does not chase you to kill you. He follows you because you believe you deserve it. This kind of symbolism, it reshaped how horror could function as a narrative art. Silent Hill as a series challenged its audience to engage with it emotionally. It refused to hold hands or provide clean answers. Endings even changed depending on how players behaved, not in obvious moral choices, but in subtle acts, like their care, their neglect, or their obsession. The game, it watched players as much as the players watched the screen. And beyond gameplay, the franchise's impact echoes through its sound. Akira Yamaoka's music does not behave like traditional game scores. It drips, it hums, and it fractures. Industrial noise collides with fragile melodies. Silence itself even became part of the composition. Sometimes there's no music at all, only footsteps, distant sirens, and wind moving through empty streets. These soundscapes do not tell you when to be afraid. They let fear crawl in on its own. This approach influenced countless creators beyond just gaming. Films, indie horror projects, and psychological thrillers borrowed Silent Hill's restraint. The idea that terror could seep in slowly became a guiding principle for modern horror. You can hear Silent Hill in the slow dread of art house films, in the ambient unease of independent games, and in the stories that prioritize mood over spectacle. Silent Hill suggests that healing, it's not guaranteed. Confrontation does not promise redemption. Some endings offer peace, some endings offer despair, and some offer a quiet continuation of the character's suffering. This refusal to sanitize drama, it felt radical at the time. It told players that facing pain does not always mean escaping it. Sometimes all you gain is understanding, and even that can hurt. In doing so, Silent Hill validated emotional complexity in interactive media. It proved games could explore grief, abuse, and guilt without trivializing them. It trusted the players to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. That trust, it changed expectations of what video games could achieve as an art form. Even the town itself became iconic. Silent Hill, it's not just a setting. It's a state of mind. It's fog, it's not weather or ash. It's denial. Its darkness is not night. It's repression. And the shifting between normalcy and nightmare, it reflects how trauma operates, flipping reality without warning. One moment you walk through an abandoned street, following a little girl. The next, the world it peels open, revealing rust, chains, and a heartbeat beneath familiar surfaces. This visual language has been endlessly referenced, imitated, and reinterpreted, yet very few have managed to recreate it. Silent Hill understood that subtlety is far more disturbing than excess. It rarely screamed. It whispered until the whispers became unbearable. Of course, even the franchise itself has had trouble replicating this smothering atmosphere. Later entries, they struggled to recapture the original vision. They've misunderstood its core themes, mistaking imagery for meaning. Others, they relied too heavily on nostalgia, repeating symbols but without the context. And yet, even in its fractured state, the influence never faded. Silent Hill, it became a benchmark, a ghost that haunted every psychological horror project that followed. Its absence may have strengthened its legacy. For years, fans mourned what Silent Hill represented more than what it was. The cancellation of PT, it became legendary, a playable echo of everything the series once stood for. That brief experience reignited the world's understanding of how powerful restrained horror could be, proving that Silent Hill's philosophy still resonated deeply with people. Ultimately, the impact of Silent Hill lies in its uncensored honesty. It tells us that fear is personal, that monsters, they're not always strangers, that places, they remember us, and sometimes they reflect us back in ways that we can't endure. The town of Silent Hill, it doesn't offer comfort. It only offers confrontation. And in that confrontation, it asks one final, haunting question. If a town built from your pain existed, would you be able to survive in it? Because Silent Hill, it never truly ends. It waits for you, in fog, in memory, and in restless dreams. Thank you for watching this video. Leave a comment about what connections you have to Silent Hill. Was it your first horror game on the PS2? Is it the soundtrack that you fall asleep to at night? Or did you just see the newest movie, Return to Silent Hill? And if you have any suggestions about what videos you want to see in the future, leave them down below. We may just talk about it. Peace.